Guys,
What's up?
gotta rank these Naruto movies.
Oh, I'm ready. I got my ranking right here.
Damn!
So,
Yo!
I'm just kidding. I love Naruto.
she's literally being held at gunpoint when you look at her face right now. It's very, very sad. Guys, I'm Mike. That's Joelle. That's Didge. Down there's Christian and Jamie. We're here ranking all of the Naruto movies for its 20th anniversary. Even though it's its 21st anniversary, don't tell Viz Media that. They got the year wrong, but that's okay. You know, giving them much love. Seriously, watch Naruto on Crunchyroll. It's going to say 2002 on it. It's 2023. That's
Yeah.
okay. We're here talking Naruto. It's great. Everybody's favorite hyperactive knuckle-headed ninja. A lot of the movies are good. A lot of them are very bad. So we're gonna sort through them. A lot of us are going through them for the first time. Didge, have you seen all of these movies or some of them? Like the ones we're covering today. What have you
I've
seen?
seen, yeah, I had seen all of these already. The only one I had to watch new was the multiverse one.
Ah, interesting.
So I'm actually curious. I still haven't watched it yet, but by the time we get to it, I'll watch it, and I'm curious about it.
Embrace the craziness in that one. That's all I have to say. You have to have
Oh,
fun with these
God.
movies. They're essentially fillers, you know, anyway.
I was
Fillers
gonna
with their
say,
fillers.
they're
Yeah.
like long fillers.
Yeah. So like if you guys remember Mecha Naruto, the multiverse one has that same kind of energy where it's like,
Oh my.
oh,
God.
oh boy, let's do this.
All right.
Joel,
Mm-hmm.
this is your first time going through all of these, right?
Yeah, all. Yep. I've been through the series. I watched the series. I watched both Naruto and Shippuden. But I never watched any of the movies for the last couple weeks.
That's fair. It'll be interesting to hear your thoughts. Christian, I know you've watched a couple of these when you were younger, like when they came out. So I was
Yeah.
kind of going back to them.
It's interesting, especially for the very first Naruto movie. I literally, like, I swear I had that on DVD somewhere in my parents' house. I used to watch that nonstop because it was the only Naruto movie that we had at the time. And as I was rewatching it, I was like reciting the lines. I was like, oh my God, I remember this as if I was like 11, 12 years old all over again. But yeah, I'm very excited to go back into these. There's some of them I haven't seen, but the ones that we're covering today, there's one that I actually watched new today, and that was the Crescent Moon Kingdom one. Because I remember that one coming out, and I was just like, no, that doesn't really look interesting to me. And then I just skipped that one, and then yeah, that was just it.
That's fair. Jamie, how was your first time watching Naruto, the movie?
Well, you know,
You got
it
10
was
seconds.
fine.
That was not reassuring.
I mean, so here's the thing, right? I don't watch very many anime movies to begin with, not because I don't like them, but it's just like they weren't when I was like grew up watching anime, it just like wasn't really a part of the pipeline for me. Like if it wasn't on Toonami, I never saw it. So going back to watch these Naruto movies after I've been like a little bit removed from Kid Naruto, it's been
Mhm.
weird because I'm like, oh wow, yeah, like he was like this. But also like what Christian was saying, all these movies are filler, and I don't feel like a lot of them were filling filler.
It's filler
So
within filler.
we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. But it's been interesting just to go back in time and see how they approached anime, especially with the anniversary coming up too. So
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, by the time you're watching this, the Naruto 20th anniversary episodes should be out. Pretty sure they come out September 3rd. This video should be coming out that same day.
Where are they
Yeah,
streaming?
I'm
At the
assuming
time of this
Crunchyroll.
recording, we do not know. I emailed Crunchyroll and they said we can't talk about that.
Oh,
So we will see. I assume Crunchyroll or Hulu because all of Naruto is on Hulu
yeah,
and all of
hopefully
Boruto is on Crunchyroll.
I watch stuff on Hulu, guys. Put it on Hulu.
No, put it
Hulu.
on Disney
Crunchyroll
Plus.
also works.
Put it on Max.
Oh,
Oh.
oh,
Alright.
I got that too. That works.
Hey, they need all the help they can get right now.
Forget it.
I'll
Put it on Tubi. Forget it. Tubi. it up.
Tubi.
Tubi it up.
We're going to
Oh,
Peacock,
God.
guys. Woo!
Naruto is on Tubi, so honestly,
Is it
Is it really?
It
Yeah.
really is on. Like, it has a channel and it's just streaming every
Oh,
day.
it's one of those free
Every
channels?
day. That's what we need in our lives. We need an Avatar channel to be streaming Avatar Last Airbender all day long, and Naruto.
I like that free
you know.
anime channel. They play a lot of Samurai Warriors, and oh, trust me, I'd be
Heck yeah.
watching that.
Wonderful, guys. Let's pull up the ranking. This
Yes,
is.
I'm curious to see what you named each tier.
I feel like you have a pretty good idea. As you know, this is a tier list, so normally we'd be going to what, S to D or whatever. This is what we're working with today, though.
Hokage, Jonin, Chunin,
Ah,
Genin, Sakura's homemade food film.
All
Of
right.
course you like Sakura. You're both useless.
Oh, gosh. All right, so those who are familiar with Naruto Shippuden knows that Sakura's homemade food pills are the worst thing on earth.
それはさくらからの差し入れだ評論案とメモが入ってさくらちゃんさくらちゃんの手作り評論案いただくってばよバカさくらちゃんとてもじゃねえか食えねってばよラーメンはいはい分かってるからもう少ししっかり歩こうね
Getting the lowest rank of a ninja, Chunin. The next level, Jonin is the top level that you can get without being a Kage. So, of course, S tier is Hokage. Guess we're starting off with Naruto the movie, Clash in the Land of Snow. In this movie, Naruto and Team 7 consisting of Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi of the Sharingan set out to guard Yuki, a popular actress, from being captured. For me, I think this movie is very important, even though it is filler. It's important because it's literally the only other time we see Team 7 do anything in the entirety of Naruto. Once the Land of Waves arc ends, they're not together ever again.
True. That's
And-
so true.
Yeah.
Until they're
towards the-
fighting moon gods or whatever, you know?
Yeah, I
Like,
was gonna say towards the end, I guess you get it, but
yeah. So I think this is a very important movie in Naruto because it is, again, the only time we see this group of characters actually on a mission outside of the Land of Waves. So I enjoyed it for that aspect. It's still very flawed at times, though. But I think seeing the entire camaraderie between the team is kind of fun. Christian, I'm going to start with you. Where are you thinking?
Oh boy, this is so on my ranking right now. It was tough since we're doing the first 3 Naruto movies and then we're ranking the Naruto Shippuden movie.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
for those who aren't aware, we're going to be ranking all of them. We're going to revisit this exact same tier list
Right.
for each video, but we had to stop somewhere. So we're stopping once we get into Shippuden. So yeah,
Okay.
it's these first 4, and then next video we'll pick back up.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure. Yeah, I was like, oh, transparency. I just wanted to make sure that. Okay, so for the first movie for Naruto, Ninja Class in the Land of Snow, as I said before, I used to watch this on repeat because it was the only Naruto movie we've ever had. Much like when we had Pokemon the first movie, it was the only Pokemon movie we ever had. So I used to watch it over and over and over. And as I was rewatching this, it's been a while since I've seen it, and I was just reciting like every single line and every single joke still hit. Like, yes, I watched the dub version. I'm a dub sub, whatever. you wanna
Believe
call
it.
Believe it. But gosh, this like it's weird, it's quirky, but like it works. And like Mike said, this is the only movie that I can remember that we actually get Team 7 in. And I have to say, I don't know if I could put it at Hokage, but I'm definitely putting it at Jonin level because it's I mean, the story itself, it's kind of sort of basic in a way, but most anime movies are.
Yeah.
But you have, Team 7 is guarding, it's an escort mission. They're trying to take this princess back to the land of waves and find out she's an actual real princess instead of being an actress. And there's this I've always liked and I'm forgetting the princess's name, but I liked her character to
Wasn't
where
it Gale?
Princess Gale.
I think so. I know that. I'm trying to
I think
remember.
Mike, you said her name was Yuki, like her
Yuki.
real name.
Yuki. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay,
it's Yuki.
that's right.
Yeah. So she's gone through this traumatic event, and she basically is just like Squidward, almost like she doesn't. But Squidward cries. She doesn't cry. Like she's so emotionally damaged that like she does not care about her birthright
Oh,
in the
man.
land of snow, and she's like, you know what, my uncle can just usurp me. I don't even care. He can take it. And then, Naruto just has that effect on people. Like we've all seen. Well, some
Yep.
of us. But I'm messing with you. But yeah, I would put it at Jonin because I mean it's much like when we were doing for TMNT. I believe Joel was saying, the first Ninja Turtle movie for him like held like a special place in his heart. That's what this movie does for me when it comes to Naruto. And I think I shed a tear or two towards the end. Like it was pretty touching towards the end. I'm not gonna lie. So
Yeah.
I would definitely put it as Jonin. Sorry for that long-winded explanation, but
No,
I
that
just
was
had a
great.
great time rewatching it. I was like, oh my god, yes! Like I'll rewatch it again and again if I had to.
That's great. Joel, first time watching. Where are you putting Land of Snow?
Oh man. It was. I think it's also the. I think I watched all of them in dub too, and I watched all the anime in Japanese. So it was very weird. Yeah. So it was
That's
definitely different.
interesting.
So I didn't even think about it because I've been watching Boruto recently in English. So
Fair.
I mean in dub. So I'm like, well, it can't be that much of a transition. It kind of is, but I don't know how much it affected my opinion. But it wasn't like kind of a first time hearing everybody with their American accents and like, oh, this is what they sound like, and like
Yeah.
interesting. But I didn't hate it because they try to imitate Naruto and they do a pretty good job, especially with Naruto. So I can't really complain there. It was pretty basic for me. It also helps. I mean, not that it helps, but I literally watched an episode of Boruto that had a very similar premise with it, except it wasn't like a princess to princess thing, but it was
Oh
definitely.
yeah, they did do this plot, didn't they? Oh my, I forgot about that.
I literally just watched it like not like a couple weeks ago. I'm like, oh wow, it's a similar premise. Like I just
Yeah.
I don't want to do this. And I never watched the movie, so I can't really hold it against the movie. The movie did obviously many years before this.
That's crazy. I just want to interject right quick. That's a canon story in Boruto. So did they take a Naruto filler and turn it into Boruto canon?
I don't know.
Nobody will notice.
I never watched the movie, so I didn't pick up on anything. So I was like, oh, okay, this happened. But anyway, the movie itself was for me, it was kind of basic. I wouldn't say it was bad, but it wasn't also not my favorite of the four. It was nice seeing Team 7 because you don't get to see them often together. And never again after this, like you said, with any of the other movies. They're like, oh, they're just inserting ninjas, this person or this person, Shikamaru, Rock, you know.
Yeah.
So I was like, interesting. It was fine. It was fine. I'd lean more towards the Genin. I want to say I gotta watch all of them before I can make an official statement. But
we'll reorder them once we get to the end.
Yeah,
I don't know how to rate. I wouldn't know how to stack them next to the others, but like I'm assuming that they get better.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to probably put some other ones up there, and I already think Shukaden's probably a little better. So I'll probably, I'm not gonna say it's terrible, but I'll say it's around Genin.
All right, we've got a Genin
for me
and a Jonin. Jamie, where you at?
Jonin.
Really?
Jonin tier. Let me tell you why. Out of all the movies that I've watched over the course of 2 weeks, this is the one that I did fall asleep on. I'm not gonna lie. I've been very tired lately, so it's not.
That's okay. Kakashi's a
Not
Jonin.
me.
He's always tired.
But this is the one where I said, you know what? I have to come back to this tomorrow. I have to watch this again tomorrow because I think it did some interesting things. I do agree with Joel. It is kind of basic, but I also thought all of the Naruto movies were kind of basic in a way. So this was like basic, but still had a little something, I guess. I don't know. Basic but seasoned.
Basic but seasoned.
little seasoning on the side, little
A little
garlic.
bit of
Well, salt and
seasoning.
pepper.
I liked. I think the thing that pushes it over the edge for me is Yuki as a character. She's just like she really sucks, and like at first I was like, "Damn, she just sucks." But then it started to get funny, where like her, what do you, not he was kind of like a butler guy, I guess. I don't know, her caretaker. He are we talking spoilers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This movie,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is his
this
20th
movie
anniversary.
Came out in
You're
2004.
Yeah. Okay, so her butler dude dies, and he's the one that always gives her eye drops when she's performing or whatever because she can't cry. So she walks over to his corpse and she's like, "You fool!" She's like, "I can't cry for you because you don't have my tears anymore." I was like, "Damn!" I'm like, "Damn, she's cool."
She's dead
Ice
inside.
Princess.
Yeah.
I
So
remember that. I remember
I
that one.
thoroughly enjoyed her very dark comments, and for that reason, this movie is Joni and Rick for me.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
This movie is hilarious, both intentionally and unintentionally. Like we're making a movie in the movie.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
Turning this into 3D.
That's the nonsense I think I love from original Naruto. And like Naruto in its early stages was very dumb. Sexy jutsu, 1,000 years of death. There's a lot of things
hilarious.
going on in this era of Naruto's story that are a little wacky and silly. So I think that spirit is alive and well in this movie. So I enjoy it for that reason. Didge, what about you?
Oh, I forgot how much I did not like this movie.
Oh boy.
Oh, I forgot.
What a hater, am I right?
You know, I think you guys hit on a lot of it already about how basic it was. I think to what Jamie said, I already don't go into anime movies that I know are just not canon with high regard because then I know it's just going to be something ridiculous. But a lot of the times they usually have something fun that'll keep you along the ride. And the novelty of them making a movie essentially while they were watching the movie wore off very, very quickly for me. I did like at the very end how they had the crew yell cut. That I laughed at that. I was like, oh, that's whimsical. It feels like it, the end of the actual movie. But I'm actually gonna go Chunin because of what Mike said. I forgot that this was the last time we saw Team 7 together doing an actual mission, and I forgot how much I did want to see more of that. So I gotta go Chunin.
I think averages puts it at tuning because we had a Ginning, 2 Jonin, a tuning, and I'm indifferent, so I think tuning's fine. So
Oh,
it's probably gonna land.
I was about to
Mike's
go
like,
Ginning.
I abstain.
I was for sure about to go there until you said something.
That's unfortunate.
I think Chunin's fine. Yeah, it's number one in my heart.
Never hit that high again.
It's number one in my heart.
Everybody, dark times are ahead. I don't think anything else is
Yeah.
getting past tuning
That's
for the
what I'm
rest of
telling
this
you.
section.
They're gonna put it to Joni.
Yeah,
I don't know.
There's gonna be at least one movie that gets to Hokage. I promise you. I promise you.
Yeah,
We order
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
One of them will have to be. One of them will
I'd
have
agree
to
with
be.
that.
Okay, movie number 2. It's also important to note that even though these are filler, they're still taking place within distinct points of Naruto's
Yeah.
timeline. So in movie number 2, The Legend of the Stone of Galel, Naruto, Shikamaru, and Sakura must protect a powerful stone from being used by evil forces. Sasuke's not here because reasons.
What a drag.
What a drag. Oh man. We're gonna go snake order. Didge, it's back to you.
I actually liked this movie. I think it was honestly better than the last one.
No.
But remember, the only reason the last one for me got put up to tuning was because of what Mike said. I do think that this is a tuning level movie. I'll lead off right off the bat with that. Like I said from the jump, a lot of these movies, they're all based on what is the Rasengan type that Naruto's gonna have at the end.
Yeah.
I admittedly most of the story is forgettable, but
Yeah.
I did like the I don't even know how you pronounce the stone's name.
Yeah.
Well,
Galel. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know, but I did like I liked some of just like the action and stuff in it. So that's what led me to like this one better than the other one. I gotta keep it at tuning because I can't go to tuning for this one,
mm,
and
mm.
I just can't. I'd be doing myself a disservice, especially knowing what's coming up. But to Mike's point, nothing else on today is gonna get higher than tuning. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
I tried. We tried. We tried,
Yeah.
Jamie. We tried.
I just want to say, for all the crap we gave Jamie off air, she did give the movie the highest score with Christian today. Gotta love it. Oh man, Joel, Legend of the Stone.
Yeah, it was fine. It was,
That's about as best as you're getting.
yeah,
Mid.
it was a long filler. It was the I forget their names, but I did like. I thought it would be a little more interesting when I did see Gar and them in the beginning, and they didn't really get much more interesting after that. It was. I don't know. It was. I don't know if I liked it more or less than the snow one. But I'll say this: even with the last one, I did remember how much I enjoyed the score for Naruto. They kind of brought that energy to it. Like the Naruto score is always fun to go back to. They're really good at hitting it at the right moments, and they still do it in these movies. And I love Shikamaru, so him having a focus in this movie was nice. Even though I do like Sasuke, I'm not saying I don't. Just but I don't know, something about Shikamaru I really like.
He's the best. Come on.
He's so chill. He's so chill.
Lord H.
um, but
Yes.
I'm probably gonna leave it at Genin. I don't think I can put it at Chunin because I didn't enjoy it more.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Nor did I hate it less. So it's like one of those things. So I'm gonna leave it where I left the last one. Genin.
Okay, that's fair. Jamie.
See, it's tough now because Land of Snow was supposed to get tuning, and I would have put this one at tuning. But now, because Land of Snow's at tuning, I feel like this movie, if we could put it between tuning and getting, that I'll be okay with that. But because we can't,
So I just need to make another tier and just call it Naruto.
Basically.
That's basically what it is.
um, yeah, I would put it
He never
again.
graduated. I'm sorry. It's true.
That's true. I didn't even remember, or maybe I never even knew that until watching one of the movies. I'm like, oh damn, he just got stuck. He never moved up.
'Cause he went away for training. Yeah.
Yeah.
Blame Master
Um,
Jiraiya.
But yeah, I would put this at again. I didn't really enjoy this one that much. I feel like it was this one and the other movie that I watched. It just felt like things happened. Like I didn't feel
That's
like there
all
was
of
a
'em.
story. I mean, kind of, sort of, but like the some have more story than others. This one, I feel like things just happened, and then it ended, and I was like, Rasengan, okay.
You didn't like the guy.
Um,
He was ready to sacrifice himself. He thought he not even ready
He
to.
always
Ever.
is.
No,
Yeah.
not Naruto.
Oh.
I forgot his, was it Temujin? Was that his name?
Oh,
Oh,
that
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah. He was.
He wasn't even ready. He did
Yeah.
sacrifice himself.
So
And then
now
you
it's a
got plot
stubborn
armor.
ass.
Then
Yeah,
you got plot
it-
armor.
They did. That's what a lot of these movies they do. Kind of like turn it around at the end, but you
Oh
have
yeah.
to make it to the end to see it turn around.
Yeah.
You have to make it there.
And then
The
Just
Naruto
middle.
say
never
it.
saw Temujin again.
Just
Yeah.
say it. This is food pills. It's okay. Don't be nice.
You
um,
watched him sail away, and that was
I'm
kind
gonna
of
put it getting for now because we're gonna reorder things anyway. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it was like the worst ever. So I'm just gonna put it at getting.
All right now, Jamie.
Oh,
Christian, hit me.
So, as I meant, for the Land of Snow, obviously, and then Galal, Stone of Galal, the Legend of the Stone of Galal, which is like a really weird tongue twister to say.
It's dumb.
I
Yeah.
Yeah, like again with this movie, this was another one that I loved when I was a kid, but now rewatching it, I don't have as much fondness. Like I remember everything that happens, but even when I was a kid, like I understood what was going on, but it was still a bit convoluted because it's like it's about this guy who wants to create this utopia, and I guess he's going around and like slaughtering all these other villages in order to create this perfect utopian place. I mean, I guess he's the peacekeeper. He has
with the
no matter
Thanos
how many
stuff.
women, children, or whatever he has to get to keep the peace. He's basically a peacekeeper in the Naruto universe. But when it came to Temujin, I thought he was a cool character growing up. I really enjoyed like maybe the first 15 to 20 minutes of this movie. And then everything else like kind of happens. Like Gara and I keep blanking on his brother's name, and I'm so sorry.
Konkuro.
Konkuro are in this movie barely. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
Like, because the opening scene is
Yeah.
like Gara and Konkuro and
Mm-hmm.
everyone from
That had me hyped.
the Hidden Sand Village.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
was like, oh yeah, like I love Gara. He's like one of
You
my
got
favorite
you got
characters.
Then he
played.
doesn't come back, and I'm like,
Yeah, that
oh.
was it.
They're
They show up at
Konkuro
the end
has more
again.
screen time than
Yes,
Gara.
barely.
I mean, yeah, no, it's always barely, but
Yeah, but it's weird because it's like I was like, oh yeah, like they're here, but they don't really do anything. I'm like, so why are they here? Like
Yeah.
why did you put Gara in this movie? He's barely there. But yeah, I mean, the movie kind of just ends. I mean, it's nice that Temujin gets saved. And like we said, these are one-off movies, so they're not canon. So you're not going to see them in the actual Naruto universe. But it's okay. It's not that good. Like things kind of just happen.
Mhm.
And when I was a kid, I was very confused at what was going on. I'm like, why did Temujin go back to one of the places that they destroyed? I'm like, well, this is too confusing. I'm putting this at a Genin level personally for myself. It just wasn't, it's not that memorable. The first fight that Naruto and Temujin have together is pretty awesome. But yeah, it's just this evil dude saying, oh, I'm going to create utopia. And then plot twist, he's the one who, killed Temujin's village and took him under
Mhm.
his wing. And, the whole, it's the
I was really
villains. And
mad. I fell
yeah,
asleep when they were talking about, or when like Temujin got into his backstory. Because if I had seen that, I would have known. Right, it might have been to the movie's
it's
benefit that I didn't see
okay.
that scene, and then I woke up and saw that he was the villain. I was like, oh wow. Because otherwise,
hot
I
take.
would have been like, oh, it's him. Like I know
But
it's him.
yeah, I mean, it is what like it's nice to see like within this pairing, for this mission, it's Shikamaru, Naruto, and Sakura. So
Mhm.
What a
Kakashi's
weird
not there. They're kind
assortment.
of just doing their
It is.
I said, what a weird assortment.
I mean, like it
At the
makes
time,
sense.
yeah,
I mean,
now
because
it makes sense.
Sasuke's supposed to be gone then, and you don't
Yeah,
see him ever again until we
Well,
get to
it's
more.
just we established Ina Shikacho in
Yeah,
yeah.
Naruto. Like
True.
that team is very specifically
very
put
specific.
together, and so it's like having Shikamaru with Naruto and Sakura. It's like I don't think we're taking advantage of any of these guys. Is like full potential here. It's kind of
No,
just
When
I
you
will
look,
say
weird.
Shippuden though they
I was gonna say
definitely
when
the
Oh
the
yeah.
first Shippuden movie. I think they definitely hit the nail on the head for sure.
when you
Sure.
look back at it from a Boruto lens, though, those three as the three in this movie make sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. But
Yeah.
yeah, I would put this as Genin. It's nothing memorable. Like, will I ever go back to it? Probably
No,
not.
no.
I'll go back to Land of Snow though. I'll watch that all day.
Yeah, I'll never do that.
So I got a hot take I want to ask about the the leader that wants to make a utopia by basically killing off people. Sounds very much like another villain we get in Naruto.
Yeah.
Very, very much.
Yeah.
It also sounds like Eren Yeager.
That too, that too. But I really wanted to bring it up because it's amazing how much they take the same plot points and use them again in canon.
Yeah,
Thanos.
it's just not.
Do you-
I was so tired of the villain just being like, oh, I want. It's like we get it. You want to create a fucking utopia. What else is there?
You're
I'm
gonna
sorry
use
for
the
cussing.
power of the moon to make it happen, Christian.
I'm like, what are these stones? I'm like, it's so dumb. I'm sorry. I'm done.
I wonder if Kishimoto was watching these movies when he was writing Shippuden. He's like, "Oh crap, they cooking now. Let me take some notes."
He looked at that like, ooh, using that perfect.
I know exactly what Madara's plan is going to be. Hold on, we're going to change the stone to the moon.
And it
The
came out a
moon is
year
gonna be
after.
the god of shinobi.
Yeah. The fact that Stone of Galil came out a year after The Land of Snow, there wasn't much plot, time to develop. It was just like, let's just make another movie.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't realize it was that close.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think with a lot of anime movies that they don't think about, especially for long running series. I think they're just like, yo, just throw something together. We need
That's
some
true.
money. We need some extra money.
That's why
We have to pay for the final
next,
season.
Right.
next series we do like movie watches on, I want it to be Dragon Ball Z because I remember enjoying the Dragon Ball Z movies at least. I don't know what platforms they're on though, so we'll have to.
Some of those early
They're
ones,
all on
Jamie,
Crunchyroll.
They are all on Crunchyroll now. Some of those early ones, Jamie, who I went back to rewatch
Which
recently.
one?
Even those.
Better
than these.
What's the not Tree of Might? Tree of Might actually held up pretty well. What's the one right before Tree of Might?
Okay.
No, I think Trey was the first one, wasn't it?
I've only seen a couple.
Let me double check. I thought there was. Oh, it might have been a Dragon Ball movie, and that actually those all actually held up.
Oh,
I never saw a Dragon Ball movie. I've seen all the
I've never seen
movies.
a Dragon Ball movie.
They're not great. I will just say that they're not great.
At 2, Michael.
You know whose movies
Dead
don't
Zone. That's
miss?
what it is.
Who?
My
Dead
Hero
Zone.
Academia. There you go.
Yeah, I keep hearing that one's good. I'm gonna check it out. Probably.
All three of them are like the third one's the worst, but the third one
It's
would
not
be
bad. Yeah.
the third one would be 6 past level. It would be
Yeah.
over Hokage in this.
They would
tier
all
list.
stop.
I
all of
agree. Yeah.
But that's because also those are a lot more recent.
Yeah.
The anime
True.
movies recently have been a lot better than think about it. We're talking about
This is
the
true.
Dragon Ball movies that are from the 90s and 80s. These Naruto movies are from the early 2000s.
I was 5 when these came out. I'm just pointing that out. That's how. Yeah. We've got to acknowledge that they're very dated.
Mhm.
Shit. Made me
I-
feel dated.
My bad. Are we comfortable with Guinea?
Yeah, I'm never
Yeah.
gonna fight that hard for this to be true.
Yeah, I'm not fighting for this one.
Close, I never even thought that. to be
I
honest.
will fight for the next one though. This just a little
Alright.
bit.
All right, Guinea it is.
Yeah, you can put us getting. It's not Sakura homemade food pill bad, but it's close. But...
Naruto the movie, Guardians of the Crescent Moon Kingdom. In this movie, Naruto, Sakura, Kakashi team up with Rock Lee to
Let's go.
protect a prince, unlike the first one where they protected a princess.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And they have to journey to the Crescent Moon Kingdom during an uprising.
Yeah.
It's borrowing a couple of plot points from the first movie, which is okay, but Rock Lee's in it. You can't be mad at Rock Lee.
Can I
Oh,
go
yeah.
first?
Jamie, go first.
Sure.
All right, so I'm gonna just say I haven't seen this one, so I can't really contribute in the voting. But I'm gonna go ahead and put it in Guinea because it sounds like the Stone of Galil, and I'm like on the Stone of Galil. So
All right.
All right. Well, I'm not counting that because you haven't seen it, but I appreciate you telling us where you would
I
hypothetically place
appreciate
it.
your input.
I like your feedback.
Oh man, Christian, you said you wanted to fight for this one.
Yeah,
Why?
just a little bit because this was the only Naruto movie that I like skipped when I was younger for whatever reason. I never got around to watching it, but I would say within the first, like, I like the character development in this one. It's about a bratty prince and his father. They literally buy a zoo in this movie. This movie again came out in 2006. So this is again a year after Son of Galal. So there wasn't a lot of time, but I will say I love how within and this movie takes a while for the gears to get going because it's Kakashi, you have Rock Lee, and then Naruto, and then Sakura.
Power youth.
Yeah, power of the youth. But within like I said, within the first, I would say 20-25 minutes, it takes a while for the movie to get going, but that's because it's establishing trust. It's establishing the relationship between Naruto and the prince.
This annoying prince. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a little annoying, but like I mean, Naruto does put him in his place, smacks him around a little bit. But I liked to kind of it felt almost like two movies into one because it felt like one arc of the movie was closing out when like they're like the escort mission is already beginning, like they're going to the Crescent Moon Kingdom, and then there's this big coup thing that happens. And but yeah, I thought it was actually pretty well done for the character development between the prince, his father, and Naruto, and just trying to figure out, what is more meaningful in life than like, just buying shit and being privileged in that area. But I thought it was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Much better than Stone of Galal. But I enjoyed it as much. I would probably put it at tuning. Actually, no. Oh shit, this is hard. I'm sorry. Like I want to say it's between tuning and getting
Naruto.
because yeah, because I don't think that it's like I enjoyed it, but it's not as enjoyable as The Land of Snow, but it's not as bad as Stone of Galal. But for the sake of
I should have just put it Galel and food pills like I would suggest.
Can we details? Can we go?
I'd have voted against that.
I'd
at least kept it at Guinea.
I'll keep it at Genin because I can't put it in the same ranking as the Land of Snow. But I really enjoyed the themes.
Well, you could. So
it has the most character development of the side characters as much as it did in the Land of Snow. Like I will say that, and that's what I really liked about it.
If you put it in Guinea, you could put it first in Guinea, so that way it's like closest to last and shit.
Can we do that?
Yeah, for sure. Works for me.
The farther away they are, the shittier they are.
The shittier. The shitty Guinea.
But yeah, I'll put it first in Guinea.
Guinea.
High-end.
I mean, it's a silly movie, but I was like, oh wow, like the second half of this movie actually has some really good moments. So yeah. First in Guinea. Almost a tuning, but not yet.
So Sasuke, got it. He also dropped out.
There's a lot of dropouts.
There's a lot of dropouts. Sakura is the only one who graduated, became a doctor. Come on.
Right. She was like, I stayed, thank you.
Oh man. Joel, what are you thinking?
These three especially are very basic movies. Now, I will say I think I like the Crescent Moon one slightly more than I think Stone Galal one's easily the worst one, but I don't hold it above them so highly. You know what I mean? Yeah. I did enjoy again I like Rock Lee, so it was nice seeing Rock Lee kick ass.
Yeah,
awesome. The music works for me. I think that he Uber did it with the shadow clones in this. It was insane. That was pretty interesting.
That was a lot of what Naruto was doing at that time.
Yeah, there was all.
He had two moves: PK Fire, Shadow Clone Jutsu, PK Freeze. They were saying,
True, it's true. That was Bane Arsenal. But I think the character's just slightly more likable, like the prince and his dad. And them trying to get back with his wife, who didn't recognize him because he got so fat or whatever. I laughed at that. Wow, how big was this man compared to where he was? But yeah, it was fine. Like Villa was kind of whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it where the others are getting. I can't again. I liked it slightly more than the last movie, but not as much. It's probably my favorite of the three. I'll say.
Mm.
But
Mm,
That's bad because you put all of your favorite
yeah,
yeah.
into
yeah, they're
three.
all getting in. Yeah,
Dang.
I can't
Some
put it
people do
to.
not like their summer attire, Michael.
Look, short sleeve Kakashi is cursed. That was some nonsense.
Oh, I gotta
Short
see
sleeve
this.
Rock Lee though is awesome.
I guess technically, sure. I
It
love
was just
Rock Lee.
nice. I think they were just trying to change stuff up. I don't know.
Like
It's
I
It
said,
okay.
reminds me of that crappy Batman comic where Batman has short sleeves, and I'm like, this is awful. Nobody wants this.
this is
And
the
Oh,
closest we
they
get to a beach day episode, though.
yeah, this is cursed.
Yeah,
there is
it'd
a
be a beach.
beach ending for Naruto Shippuden, and I'm like, the animators, what are y'all doing? Nobody asked for this.
You
Okay,
didn't
somebody
want the
There's
probably
beach
always a
asked.
day
beach.
episode?
There's always a beach day in an anime. It's great.
Yeah.
Their job is beach.
Their
Beach.
job is beach. Ah, classic.
It's beaching.
Didge, was this movie enough?
Oh my god. It was cool. Actually, I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It was just there.
All
Actually,
right, we
to
already
your
know.
point, yeah, it's for sure in there. Yes, you could have had that there ready. I will say though, you were saying short sleeve Kakashi is cursed. I actually like the outfits in this one. Not
I
gonna
did.
lie to you.
Yeah, let's
I
go.
there was a
I
reason
don't,
why.
not all of them are bad, but Kakashi with short sleeves, not great.
So that's a weird look.
And I can speak to
He's an
this because
ashy
I'm
man.
looking at the poster right now. I have to watch the movie to judge that.
I I think because beach days in anime are so they're so I feel like just necessary. Like they're always there, and we never really got one other than like you said the ending for Naruto. This is the closest we got to it. So I was like, oh okay, cool, beach day type thing. I took
Hmm.
this entire movie as a beach day type thing. So it was even though I didn't like the prince, he was like you said, he was very annoying character. All of it still felt whimsical, and I think Jamie was that you were saying that that's like my favorite word the other day. It is
Yeah,
this
yeah.
this movie. It felt full of whimsy, and then when it was time to get to the action, it did. Like I said, it wasn't great, but it
Hmm.
wasn't bad. I'd stick it with Guinea. Yeah, that's probably about as best as you'll get.
All right, Ginning, it is. I guess that takes us to Naruto Shippuden, the movie.
The movie.
Context: this movie takes place around the beginning of Naruto Shippuden. So he trained with Pervy Sage, as Naruto would like to call Master Jiraiya. Sasuke is with Orochimaru, and Sakura was training under Lady Tsunade,
Tsunade.
Mhm.
Yeah.
the Hokage. In this movie, Naruto must protect the priestess. Guys, has it been like Naruto has to protect somebody in every single movie?
I will say
Yeah.
for all these movies, it's always an escort mission. If
Yeah.
anyone's ever noticed that so
Yeah.
far, like
I've
they're
noticed that.
escorting someone to the land of snow. They're escorting. Well, they were supposed to be capturing that ferret and bringing it back. That's
Yeah,
a little
bringing
bit
it
of an
back.
escort
Escorting the
mission.
ferret to the land or whatever.
Yeah, literally the third movie we just got done talking with. Like the movie starts in the middle of an escort mission.
Oh boy.
But sorry, go ahead.
No, it being an escort mission, I think, is interesting because again, it's kind of building off that formula of the Land of Waves arc because
Yeah.
that's the easiest arc to like emulate in a movie.
Mhm.
So that's just something I noticed as I'm reading the synopsis of all of these. I'm like, yeah, these are all escort missions, aren't they?
I
Kind
wonder
of
how many
weird.
escort missions actually went on. Like, I want to see Naruto's like log of missions where they're like, yeah,
Mostly
you know
escorts.
what? Being a ninja is really just escorting people from one village to another.
Yeah. Bodyguards. We were bodyguards.
Yeah, that's
He
probably
has-
their most popular. Yeah, their most
Yeah.
biggest request. Like, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Seriously. They have to escort Priestess Xian and help her fulfill her mission of defeating an evil demon and save the world while also trying to escape the prediction of his own death.
Dun dun dun.
Mhm.
Dun,
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 dun.
dun.
Jamie, you go first because you didn't watch the last movie. I assume you watched this
I-
movie.
I did. I'm
sorry.
And I did like it actually. I would put it up there with, in my personal scale, Jonin next to the Land of Snow. I liked that really the beginning of the movie for me, which was unusual, at least with this set of movies, the beginning of the movie really captured my attention because you see like all these like crazy dragons and stuff flying around. And then
Yeah.
you see Naruto die, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what is going on? And then after that, we learn about what's her name?
The priestess.
Shion.
Yeah, the
Shion? I don't know how
priestess.
you
Shion,
pronounce it.
Yeah,
Shion,
yeah.
Shamon.
Shion.
We
Sean.
learn about her. We learn about her and her ability, and it becomes kind of interesting later on because she has like people near her that are dying, not because of her, well, kind of because of her, because they're trying to protect her, and so she knows,
Yeah.
and so she like tries to protect them in her own way, which turns into kind of being a jerk and not wanting to be around her. Which is interesting. I'm like, why all the women characters just gotta be like jerks most of the movie?
That
um,
sounds like Kishimoto.
yeah, she tries to do it in her own way, which I, after realizing that's what she was doing, I'm like, oh, okay, I see. Like, I know her a little bit better. And then I thought it had some cool fights at the end. This is also another one of those movies. I guess all of them kind of are, but another situation where things just kind of happen, and so the end just kind of happened. I'm like, whoa, okay, like we're fighting now. um, and her getting saved by Naruto felt so, it felt right, but also sudden. Like it was intentionally sudden, but I almost feel like it was like whiplash kind of sudden.
Mm.
Um so I don't know how to feel about that. Like on one hand I'm like, oh, it was genius because I didn't think it was gonna happen like that. But on the other hand I'm like, but I feel like I should have known it was gonna happen like that. So I don't know. Um but see, the ending made me think, so I do appreciate that. Yeah, overall, I put it a Jonin. I enjoyed it. It made me think about some things, made me see some characters in some different ways. So that's about maybe as good as it's gonna get. We'll see what everybody else says.
All right. I'm tossing it back up to you, Joel. Shippuden the movie.
Shippuden the movie, I probably enjoyed the most out of the four. I really did. And maybe it did help that the art looked better. Like you could tell it was a little newer, a little
Yeah.
crisper. Uh, and it was probably during a time when I enjoyed the most. And it was nice seeing Neji again. It's been a long time, it feels like, for
I
me.
know, dude.
I was like, I forgot
Still
about
too
you.
soon.
Yeah, that hurt. But yeah, it was nice seeing him again. Again, I like Rock and Sakura and Naruto. And then like it was like it surprise appearing. I didn't really expect to see like Kakashi guy in them at the end. That was
Yeah,
cool.
I was like, I saw the lightning happen. And I'm like, so Sasuke's here, Kakashi's here, but like,
Naruto
why are
taking
they
the knowledge.
here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tamara. They were like throwing everybody like in there. And then Tamara, I don't even know what they explained why she was there. It was weird, but
She was
whatever.
just there.
She was
Yeah,
there.
showed up.
Why not?
Hey,
Why not?
Shikamaru is there. Tamari is there.
Okay.
That's
Don't
also
question.
fair. That's
No,
also
no
fair.
question. No
I wasn't gonna question because of that, but I thought there'd be a better answer.
She was missing in Glow though. Shikamaru was there. Where's she at?
That was young Shikamaru.
He didn't have that Riz yet.
Yeah,
you
he
know?
didn't have time. He
Yeah.
didn't have time to talk her up.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
that's true. That's a good point. I just thought that was funny. I'm like, was that a setup the whole time? I didn't catch it. But yeah, I did really enjoy this one a lot. Like what Jamie said about him dying in the beginning, it was caught me off guard. I'm like, even though I know he didn't
Mhm.
die, I just just seeing it was kind of like shocking. I was like, oh fuck, all right, this is what we're doing. All right.
Yep.
But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. So I'm gonna put it at Chunin, one of my favorite
Yeah.
of the four. Yeah.
After all of
I-
that, tuning.
Yeah,
Look, he
because
put every other movie at Guinea. I get it.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know what the others provide yet before I can make a.
That's
Yeah.
fair,
Yeah.
that's fair.
See, that's why we gotta like just shoot for the stars now. We'll fix it later.
Yeah.
Or vice
Sure.
versa.
You're gonna be here to fix it later, Jamie, just to be sure.
I
Because
mean-
you were contemplating. You like these are so bad. I'm
No, yeah,
out. I am tapping out.
You're ready to fix it later, so now you didn't said you're gonna be in. Welcome to the club.
Welcome to the
Welcome to Naruto Club.
Oh man,
Welcome to the
Oh,
fucking
man.
show.
Didge.
I lied earlier. I said nothing was gonna go higher than Chunin. I'm putting this at Jonin.
Yes.
I am putting this at Jonin. I lied earlier. I really did like this movie. The story I thought was the best of the four that we've talked on so far.
Hmm.
Um, and just knowing I've seen all of the other ones, barring one, I honestly do think it was one of the better storylines out of any of the movies. And it has my boy Neji in it. That got it a Jonin let alone by itself. I'm not gonna lie. That got that put it over the top because it was gonna go Chunin. But as we were sitting here, I was thinking about it. I can't not put my boy Neji at
Man, he
Jonin.
put in work in that movie.
He did.
He
did.
did.
He did.
8 trigrams, 64 palms. Just
64
enough.
palms. 42 palms.
Christian, off of your reaction to what Didge was saying, where you going?
I'm going Jonin with this. It was good. Like,
Yes.
I mean, so I found a review on Letterboxd. They gave it a 4 stars, same as me. It says Naruto dies at the beginning and agrees to impregnate a woman at the end.
Can I
4
say,
stars.
even though I have seen this, when I watched it again last week, I forgot that Naruto died at the beginning. So when it came on, I'm like, "Yo, what just happened?" I was like,
No, legit. Like I didn't know which
Seriously.
movies I started by accident on Netflix, so I thought I started at the middle of the movie. I'm like, oh no, I just watched the middle. And I looked, it was like only 2 minutes in. And I was like, oh wow.
I,
Check the
I had
progress
completely
bar.
forgot that that's how that started. And then yeah, like you said,
Yeah.
the ending, he definitely said, "Yeah, I'll be the father of
Yeah.
the child."
He's so close.
But like yeah, I mean, like you guys have already talked. Like this, it is definitely the better story of at least the 4 so far. And it's Neji is Team Seven's leader, which is an interesting dynamic because during that time, Neji was the only Jonin out of that class of Leaf Village ninja, so he was the most to excel. I've like you guys said,
You mean
seeing him was.
Shikamaru?
Oh yeah. Oh, was Shikamaru never first one, or is it?
No, Neji was
Shikamaru
the first,
graduated from the tuning exams.
but Neji, by the time Shippuden happened, Neji was the only one who was a Jonin.
Jonin. Yeah, I think so.
Shikamaru, I think,
I
was
could
still
be wrong.
Chunin.
He might have been.
I don't remember.
Weird.
I
Okay.
can't remember. It's been forever. But no, I mean, this
You
movie
might
has
be
like,
right.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's one or the other. But yeah, I remember Shikamaru and Jonin, not Jonin, sorry, Neji, both being Jonin. But yeah, the squad dynamic was very interesting, because you have Neji, who is this very level headed, like logical, reasonable person. And like he's very, carefully calculated, much like Neji. I mean, not Neji, Shikamaru. But I love the action set pieces in this. Like it was fantastic. And everyone kind of like is doing their part in the background. You get the voiceover with Lady Tsunade and whatnot. But no, it was a great movie. Like I love, like the whole Destiny situation and Naruto kind of just coming through. And when it came to the princess, like when you first see her, you think that she's very frail and like doesn't talk much. And then like the bad guy comes through, and I actually like the villains in this one just as much as I probably did in the Land of Snow. They just really stuck out to me. When it came to the villains in the second and third movie, I was like, yeah, they're okay, but like the villains in Shippuden, I was like, oh yeah, like this is I like this a lot. They were hungry for chakra. They weren't themselves already like gifted like ninja. They were like relying on like that dark chakra or whatever. So I thought that was pretty interesting dynamic. And yeah, it's overall it was great. Like I was like, man, I remember seeing it. I was like, I forgot how good this movie was. So like for a Naruto movie, it's very, very good. Like I enjoyed it quite a lot.
Jonin works for me. Out of these 4 so far, I do think Land of So is still my personal favorite, but Shippuden the movie, it's a fun arc. Like I love these characters. I love
Yeah.
the Shippuden era of Naruto specifically.
That
They
is
have
the
more
one, yeah.
abilities. They're a little older, a lot more mature. So a lot of the goofiness from the
Mhm.
previous era is not really present in this movie and going forward. So I think that puts it up for me. Like I think I would probably have put this one at Chunin, but I'm cool with leaving it at Jonin for right
Yeah.
now. Again, we're gonna reorganize this once you guys see the rest of these, because one of these movies is gonna end up in Sakura's homemade food stand. I swear to God,
He said it's gonna happen.
it's gonna happen. But we live to fight another day. Good job, Naruto.